The uniform. It is one of the most visual representations of our identity, and we absolutely embrace where we've been over the years. We've had certainly an iconic look for the activity, and we knew that in 2016, we wanted to, again, kind of step outside our normal range, take a bold step forward. That meant taking a look at every single thing we do, including the uniform. One of the really cool parts of this whole development was when we got to the DCI meeting in September of this past year, Mark Ackerson, the director, and I were talking face-to-face with Michael Cesario about the challenge of how do we update the Cavalier look but still honor and build on that amazing visual identity that we've had in the past. It was fantastic because we talked with Michael Cesario on a Saturday night, we picked his brain, and then he came back Sunday morning with just this fiery passion. And I remember vividly sitting down next to Michael in one of the meetings, and he just starts sketching on a piece of paper right next to me. And I was just like, wow, is this really happening? Like, he's sketching the next look of the Cavaliers right next to me. And I was really struck by how much attention to detail he paid, even with that just very rough sketch of what the next look was going to be, as well as how close that sketch was, again, sitting right next to me in a DCI meeting, how close that came to reality of what our audiences are going to see on the field this summer.
The design is based off of kind of a militant or military jacket. It's one solid print of newspaper, which speaks to the headlines and the delivery of propaganda. It's something that we wear on our body that is obvious for everyone to see the entire program. It's the first time we've ever taken anything and worn anything from head to toe, so it's all one pattern. Very dynamic. It allows them to maintain a character that seems kind of confined, that also evolves over time. And we're able to remove portions of the costume and have a bit of a change mid-program that allows us to be able to show a secondary character, someone who's a little more outspoken and less consumed by propaganda.
We now have the flexibility of having the uniform be a part of the production as opposed to being a separate element.
You know, that's really where the activity is going. I don't know that everyone has to have brand new uniforms every year, but you do need to have an element of your uniform that can evolve.
If you really look closely, over the years, and almost every single year, there has been some sort of ebb and flow from a presentation standpoint, some sort of development from a design perspective. So what you're gonna see is a vest element that is very much reminiscent of what the Corps wore in the 1970s and into the early 1980s. It's also very reminiscent of actually a color guard look from 1997. The Corps will also have two primary looks for this year. We're gonna have our very formal dress greens look, where you'll see in parades and retreat, all of our formal events. And then you're gonna see this show look, what we call the show module. And that's gonna change every single year.
When we turn around the corner and come out of the tunnel, everyone in the audience will know who it is.